This is No Laugh Track Podcast, episode 604. Look at that. I already looked at my notes, Ivan Decker.
Yeah.
I just met Ivan a few minutes ago. The headliner this week at Acme, he was talking about the notes I have in front of me, and I said I don't look at them, and I had to look to get the number of
Well,
the
that's,
episode.
you got to keep track, right?
Uh-huh.
How can anybody possibly... Weirdly enough, that's the area code of my phone number of where I grew up.
What?
Pretty wild. Serendipitous, even.
This
that-
was
I don't
in
think
the
I used that
making
word.
from, your childhood, is what?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. It's all led me to this.
Congratulations. I hope it lives up to it.
Yeah, well, so far it already has. I'm just so excited.
All right, so I already know the answer to this, but I want you to say it to the listeners of this podcast. Do you have any history here at Acme whatsoever?
No, this is my first time walking through the doors today. To do this podcast was my first time here, and so I love this building. I love this neighborhood. I'm very excited for the show tonight and the rest of the shows this weekend.
How about history in Minneapolis or Minnesota?
I was here, I think, pre COVID-19. I went to the Mall of America.
You had shows there?
Yeah.
Or you just were doing some shopping?
I had a show
You
there.
stopped by to
Yeah.
buy some shoes.
Yeah. And it was very contained because it was like I was staying at the mall
Oh, yeah.
and
yeah.
performing at the mall. So I really didn't see the rest of the cities.
Right.
I just was at the mall
Uh-huh, okay.
for a weekend.
Yeah, you saw that city, the
I
mall.
saw Build-A-Bear, Wetzel's Pretzels. You know, I had some Auntie Anne's. I just really all the different pretzel places. I had one a day for the whole weekend.
Yeah, you can hit like multiple, Victoria's Secret in a day if you'd like at the Mall of America.
Yeah.
One's not enough when you have 3 stories to fill.
Yeah, that's right. The higher up you go, the more honest it gets. It's by the time you get to the top floor, it's Victoria's Truth.
Nice. So, normally when I do the podcast, especially with someone I've never met before, I like to come see the show before we record. I didn't get a chance to do that. So you're just gonna have to do your act here for the next half hour.
Perfect. Yeah,
right?
this is the way you want to do it.
Yeah,
Sitting in a chair,
with no one here.
house lights on.
Yes.
Empty room. Really takes me back to the pandemic Zoom corporate gigs I used to have to do.
Oh, some people still do a Zoom show or two. Are you doing any?
No.
For any reason?
No. I think if I got an offer, I probably would. Because I did like the idea of
No
it's-
pants.
No pants, stressful, but it's like I'm in my house. And then it's like I get really, it's like intense because you're just doing your act into a webcam with no response whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's basically like a self-tape audition, but live.
Yeah.
And then you're done.
That's
you can,
That's right.
you can put ribs in the slow cooker, do a gig, then you're done. You're your own house. It's great.
Yeah, your green room is your living room.
Exactly.
Uh-huh. It's just the way
It's
you
nice.
like it. It's just the way you
I
like
know the Wi-Fi password as long as my wife doesn't change it while I'm in there.
Did you grow up knowing any other Ivans?
No.
I don't think I know an Ivan.
Yeah, and I'm not Russian at all.
No, you are. Your name is Ivan.
Yeah, I know.
Tell people you are.
Russian people, they are like I've had Uber drivers just start speaking Russian to me.
For real.
And then I have to disappoint them and be like, I'm so sorry, I don't know. Like my dad was a big fan of Russian literature, and I was actually born in Montreal in Canada, and they have obviously a big hockey town. They had a lot of Russian players, and so that was where they knew the name from that. And I think that was the justification that I was told. And then also, Brothers Karamazov and like other pieces of Russian literature. And you might think, listening audience, based on my voice, that I'm younger. Oh, surely he was named Ivan after the Cold War. Incorrect. I was born in 1985. That is 4 years before the fall of the Berlin Wall. So my father had a lot of optimism, I think, for the way world events would work out, naming his 100% Irish descent son Ivan for some reason.
Man's a genius. He knew.
Yeah, he called it, I guess.
Does he know anything about 2026? 27?
Yeah, I know. I got to ask him. I got to be
mean-
like, where's this going?
I know. But, I know if I could leave here and bring some positivity home right now, that would be good. So if
Yeah.
he knows anything about the future,
it's all going to work out.
let me know as soon as
That's what he keeps
possible.
telling me.
So real quick here, I want to talk about this stupid thing, and that's nicknames.
Yeah.
Is there a nickname for Ivan?
Not really.
Because Justin,
Yeah.
there's really nothing.
Yeah, the 2 syllables is good, though. I kind of like it, Single syllable names, they can be missed. But Ivan is, like, I don't do it at Starbucks because they don't.
What do you tell him?
I'll say, like,
Steve.
yeah, I'll say Ken is a good one, or Jack. I try to do, like, a single syllable, easy, like, no way to mispronounce.
Sure.
Jack is pretty standard. But you don't want to go with something, like, overly common, or else somebody else will take your drink.
Yeah. Have you ever forgotten? They're like, Jack?
Yes,
Jack!
definitely. Or I'm like with people, if I'm like with friends, then they're like weirded out by it. I'm like, it's Jack. Or sometimes like if you know how like if you have the Starbucks app and like when you scan it, your name
your
comes
real
up.
name. Yeah,
your
yeah.
real name comes up on the screen. So I'll be like, it's Jack, and then they're like, how'd you like to pay? And then I put it on the card and they look at it, they're like, is it Jack? Ivan? And I'm like, all right.
I want to go to Starbucks with you, and I'm going to use the name Ivan.
Yeah, perfect. There you go. We'll see what happens. I'll say Justin, and it'll be Ivan anyway. So did you have a nickname at all? I think you could do like. I think it opens the door for stuff like Killer, Scooter.
Right.
Crash,
Yeah, no,
you know?
just. But no, not really. I asked ChatGPT to give me nicknames for Ivan.
Oh yeah. Oh, what did it say?
It said, I flat out, I said, are there common nicknames for people named Ivan?
Yeah.
Yes. Though Ivan doesn't have as many widely used nicknames as some names, there are a few common ones, including Van.
Van.
What
Oh
is
yeah. Van Morrison is actually the Ivan is.
Van
it's-
Morrison is Ivan?
Yeah, his name's Richard Ivan Morrison, and so the Van comes from Ivan.
I'm learning this right now.
Yeah.
Okay. No one ever called you Van?
Not really.
Would
I
you
think
like that?
I tried. Yeah. I don't know. Not really. I think people
Van Decker.
Van Decker. It sounds like an upscale fashion brand. Are those Van Decker boots?
We need. It's we got our couch is from Van Decker. You can change it all these different configurations. It's amazing.
It's got corduroy under the leather. Why? Don't ask.
Perfect. There's Vanya, a traditional Russian diminutive.
Oh yeah.
Vanya. There's Ivo,
Ivo.
more common in parts of Europe, especially Slavic countries. And then this one, Ivy.
Ivy.
Occasionally used, though less typical, sometimes playfully.
Yeah.
Ivy.
I don't think anybody's ever done those. But I mean it's so interesting how common my name is in the Balkan Peninsula. It's like 1 in every 2.
Right?
Because it means John, I think. It's like the
Yeah, it said that here too as well.
It's
Yeah.
like from so it's biblical names. So they say John. It's like their version of John or Johnny. So I guess like Ivy would be like Johnny
Yeah. Uh-huh.
in Russian.
So have we mentioned it on the recording or was it beforehand? You're originally from you said Montreal. So you're originally from Canada.
Yeah, I was born in Montreal, but I live in California now
California now. How long has that been?
since 2016.
Okay.
Yeah.
And before that, it was
Before
where?
that, I lived in a little town outside of Vancouver, sort of at the mouth of the Fraser River,
Okay.
like just 10 minutes north of the border to Washington State. And so when I was a kid, we used to drive across all the time to get like Count Chocula and firecrackers and things we couldn't get in Canada, cheaper gas. It was really, we used to go a lot. There's a little piece of Washington that's attached to Canada that's inaccessible except by going through Canada called Point Roberts.
Oh.
And it's like if you live there, you have to take a bus like through Canada back over to a little town called Blaine to go to school.
Wild.
But it was like there were people there it was kind of attached to the next town over from us. And it was, like kind of resort properties on the Pacific Ocean, but I was sort of a bit further north of there, mostly an industry town, farming and fishing, that kind of thing. It's about an hour south of Vancouver.
Interesting. So, like people that grow up, like I grew up in St. Paul. I had relatives that were in, like 2 hours, let's say, southwest of the Twin Cities. And
Mm-hmm.
when they would talk about coming to Minneapolis or St. Paul, they'd be like, "Oh, we're gonna go to the cities."
Yeah, we call it the city. Or they say the cities. They at least pluralize. That's nice.
Yes. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm wondering. But when you were going to Washington State to do the shopping, what did Mom and Dad call that?
They say across the line.
Across the line.
We're going across the line.
Okay.
You want to go across the line? I was like, I think that's a Tracy Chapman song about something much more heavy. But yeah, they'd say we're going across the line. And then you'd say it to your neighbors, too. Like, we would buy stuff for people if you're going across.
Oh, is that right?
Because, you have friends and neighbors that there was just, like, stuff would be cheaper, bulk foods, certain cereals, like I said, or, like, other staples, milk, cheese. Cheese is way cheaper in Washington State than where we grew up. So we'd be like, got to load up on that Tillamook cheddar before we come up. Does anybody want a block of cheese? I'm going across the line.
Last week, you and I talked briefly before we started doing this. Ian Bagg was here. Another Canadian was here last week.
Incredible comedian.
Everybody that knows about Ian knows he's a big hockey fan. What's your level of fandom in hockey?
So, again, my town, I was hockey town. Hockey's like the main thing that you do if you're not going to work in the oil patch or on a fish boat. But I was not as athletic, I would say, as other boys. And my dad left when I was a kid, so I didn't really have like a sports influence. I had like my mom was very into jazz and art. So you could probably tell this by where I am now. So I didn't really have any we didn't watch sports on TV or anything like that.
Interesting.
And it was but my wife's family are big baseball fans. So about when I met my wife back in 2016, I think I started getting really into baseball. So that's my sport that I now am obsessed with.
Okay. All right.
To a reasonable degree. But yeah, we could never afford to play hockey either because it was back then. I think now there's a lot more stuff if you want to play hockey. There's some great resources. You can swap gear, but I think back then it was like you got to buy your kid all this gear that they're going to grow out of in a year. It was so expensive for my mom.
Yeah, no,
I
didn't do it either.
Couldn't do it. But the culture's there for sure.
Yeah.
We used to go to hockey games. We had a local team. There was when I was in high school, I remember we had a 8 to 12 high school. So it was grade 8 or 8th grade, I guess you call it, all the way up to senior year. It was all in one school. No
2 weeks in a row, somebody said grade 8 instead of 8th grade.
Oh yeah,
on this
yeah. There you go.
podcast.
Because you had Ian as well.
Love it. Love it.
Trying to correct.
But
But when I was like, so all the like, if I had a crush on a girl, I'd be like, oh man, if that's because obviously like the older guys would date girls like a couple years younger than them. But I was like, when I'm in grade 8, there's no way like the girls all are dating grade 10 or 11 guys. And I was like, when I'm in grade 11 or 12, then it'll be fine. I'll be able to meet somebody. And then when I was in 10th grade, the Vancouver Canucks NHL hockey team opened a like farm team in Vancouver, and a bunch of those players came to my high school. So they all had 10 girlfriends each.
no.
And the rest of the guys were like, okay, cool, I guess. What do you guys want to do? Should we play Magic the Gathering? Do you want to start a Dungeons & Dragons night?
You must have hated those guys. Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we were all burned, but then of course we're like, I guess, sucks for us not being hockey players, I guess.
Can you imagine? I have a chance, and then the coolest guys out of nowhere.
These guys roll in with sports contracts.
Yeah, that's right.
One of them was in my woodworking class, and he like almost cut his hand, and I had to like stop him. And I was like, "You're like, what are you doing? Don't put these guys in wood shop.
No.
Their whole life is ahead of them based on dexterity with hands.
Absolutely.
Like, let's get them around some saws. That'll really, like, knitting. I don't know, home ec, something."
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. That is fantastic. Big day in my house today. I have 3 daughters, and my youngest first day of kindergarten today.
Oh.
Or grade 12, you guys call it. No, I don't know what you call it.
Grade 13. Grade negative 12.
Grade -1?
Yeah,
or
we
2?
count
Is that what you call
backwards.
it?
0 is grade 7. It's a metric scale. We do metric.
That's why it doesn't make sense.
We do metric years.
It makes too much sense.
Yeah. Every year has only 100 days.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Just takes the guesswork out. Easy math, you know. Sure, it's dark out, but you're like, it's Thursday.
I love it.
That's so great. So that must have been fun. So now that's it. You have the whole.
I was married, divorced, remarried, so I have a adult child as well. Like I have a 19-year-old, 17-year-old, and 6, all daughters.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, a little bit of everything. But today was interesting.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
That's
thank you.
Was she nervous?
Yes.
She excited?
It was funny. We're walking over there, and my wife's like, "Are you nervous?" And I thought, does she even know what nervous
Yeah.
means?
Yeah.
She said, "Yeah, a little." And then we got in there. My wife cried. There were other moms crying. I didn't cry.
I'll cry for sure when my sons
didn't
go to
cry.
kindergarten.
So yeah, how you have one kid?
2 kids.
Two.
2 boys,
Two
3
boys.
3 and 1.
Oh wow.
And so even my 1-year-old is starting daycare in a couple of weeks, and that's always a very difficult, that's the first time you're leaving them away so that I can sit at home and write jokes. That'll get you in the mood for comedy.
Right.
Dropping off this beautiful little innocent baby. Just like, here you go, and he's crying, reaching for you as you're like, I have to write silly make-em-ups about the stove.
Yes. I watched in anticipation of you being here, since I didn't get to come to the show because your first show is Thursday evening. I watched your special Popcorn.
Thank you.
That is on YouTube. I have a lot of questions. I have a few questions about that. I have a huge compliment in that it is hilarious.
Oh, thank you
and
very much.
I will be sharing that with everyone I know that likes comedy. It is
that's so
really
great.
good.
Thank
Really,
you,
really
man.
good.
Thank you so much.
It's called Popcorn, and that's because there's a bit on there about popcorn that is not a short bit.
No, it's I think it's like 11 minutes.
Okay, I was gonna ask 11 minutes.
Or like in the editing, it might run shorter. I think we cut a couple things out of it, but it was like when I was running it for the set, when it's timing it out, it was like coming in at like 11 minutes.
It's so good.
Thank you.
It's so good. We're not going to give it away here. You may do it this week. Who knows? Or maybe people can watch it on the special if they haven't seen it yet. But just a quick version is that I'll just say that you are a fan of popcorn. That's all. But that doesn't give anything away.
No, yeah, it was an interesting bit to do because I have always kind of been like I challenged myself with this bit to try to write a joke from a positive angle. Because like I talk about food and stuff on stage, and I was finding myself just sort of like looking through the kitchen or the grocery store and just like, what food do I hate and how can I make fun of it? Which is funny and fun, and if you find people that you don't, I mean, there's a joke on there about cinnamon and raisin that
So good.
is the negative. That's an example of the negative
So
that I
good.
wrote, a while before I recorded the special. And so
Okay.
my challenge with the popcorn joke was like, can I write a joke about something that I love? And so I tried to think of like things that I really enjoy, and popcorn is one of them. And so I decided to try to write a joke from the other direction of like, here's why I love this thing.
Sure.
Which is interestingly challenging when it comes to comedy, because so much of comedy is a little bit of nitpicking, and you're kind of, revealing especially my style. I do a lot of like, this is the tiny thing that frustrates me about X, Y, Z. Whereas popcorn, I was trying to be like, this is what I love. Here's what's great about it.
It's so good, and I want to know because I love learning about the interactions with fans, like after the show or online.
Mm-hmm.
Are people if people after they heard that, are they bringing you popcorn?
No.
None.
No, I've
No
had
way.
people send me like pictures of themselves like eating popcorn while watching the special, which is very fun.
That's nice.
I like that. Somebody had a popcorn shirt once that they wore, like a T-shirt.
See, there
with
we go.
The popcorn emoji on it.
There we go.
But yeah, it's not really
Hasn't caught on that big.
hasn't caught on that big yet.
Are you a merch guy? Do you bring things on the road to sell?
No,
Like
and
you're not selling a popcorn
I should
maker?
sell. I thought about like just selling microwave popcorn after the shows, but then there's a whole I think there's a food safety element with that. If you're selling food, there's some liability there.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. Just
I'd
by
have
the
to-
handful.
Yeah, I'd have to run it up the flagpole with Orville Redenbacher.
raw kernels. A little handful on the way.
Yeah.
out. Well, it's such a wonderful bit. That whole special is really funny. It's on YouTube right now. Dumb question I have about that is comedy specials that are now on YouTube will get reposted.
Yeah.
What Is that just because when it gets reposted, it gets more eyes on it? Is that
I think
the
so.
idea
Yeah, it
behind
kind of
that?
refreshes the algorithm and
refreshes
sort
the
of
algorithm.
makes it think it's new. And
Sure.
sometimes they repost it to different platforms too. Like it got reposted because the record label that I did it with, 800 Pound Gorilla, who are fantastic, they have opened up a clean channel. So it was on their original regular YouTube channel, but they also have like a SFW channel, which is like specials
know
that
that.
don't have cursing or anything like that. And so they've reposted it to that as well. So
Okay.
it now lives on both of their channels.
Oh. It's the exact same version.
Same version.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't curse when I made it originally.
Okay. I didn't.
And so
Yeah. After when I was done, it was one of those things. Was like, hey, I think, oh, he's clean. Like I didn't.
that's the goal. I don't want you to notice that I'm clean.
No.
But
And I didn't know anything either way going in, and then watched it. I was like, oh yeah. I mean, it doesn't change anything other than, oh yeah, that's it's an observation,
Yeah.
I guess. But oh, it's so good. My other question about that is when they because it's on YouTube, and I'm not paying for the premium right now.
yeah,
So it'll throw a commercial in here and there.
I know. I don't like that.
Of course.
I
not.
wish they could just play it straight. Put the ads at the start, and then that's it.
Who decides where those spot breaks go?
I don't know.
You don't
It
know?
wasn't me.
Okay.
Because, yeah, I think, were there ones like in between bits? Like they kind of cut bits in half, right? I think the algorithm sort of does it automatically.
I mean, it's clean as far as like it's not cutting off any like.
It's not cutting it
here's
in the middle of the setup.
Here's the.
Oh, that's
I
good.
didn't-
Okay,
not
well,
that I noticed.
maybe the distributor then chooses where the ad breaks
Okay,
are.
but you don't know. Interesting.
But yeah, I didn't. That was out of my hands. I'm not as involved in my social media / internet presence as I should be, probably. I mean, there's a lot of comedians that are extremely savvy with that kind of thing, and we call those comedians successful. We call those comedians ones you've heard of.
How much time do you spend on social media?
Too much.
Too much,
And
yeah.
I should be doing more productive things like posting clips and all that stuff. But I get,
You getting
I don't know, I'm a
scrolling?
sensitive man. So I get very, like, when people say mean things about me in the comments, I get upset. And I know I shouldn't, but I kind of am like, it hurts me. And so, I don't know. I just, like, I find it bad for my mental health to, like,
Yeah.
because you're supposed to go in there and, like, fight with them. And I'm like, it's not really my vibe. I don't want to do that. I just, like, if.
You say that, but have people that's worked for told you to do that, or is
Yeah.
that just like yes?
Because it's
Okay.
like the algorithm likes interaction. So it's like when you are,
no matter what.
yeah, a controversy especially above all else. So that's why it's great to have a joke where people fight about it in the comments, because then they're like, hey, I don't think you're smart. And then because if you don't have to do the fighting, if you can just have two sides fighting in your comments for you, that'll drive interaction without you having. Then you
Yeah.
can be hands off, which is nice. I don't want to be the only one defending myself.
So if you want to help his career, and
Yeah,
you see
start
someone,
some fights in my comment section.
you don't even have to, or not start it and just defend him.
Yeah, I hate popcorn. What about those kernels? They're too hard sometimes. They don't pop.
Maybe stick up for other treats.
Yeah. How dare you? How
Right?
dare you come down on chips?
Yeah, exactly. I was looking through. Speaking of social media, I was looking through that. You opened for Howie Mandel.
I did, yeah, a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago at a casino. That was fun.
Is that something that happens often?
I do a little bit of opening here and there. Yeah, it's fun. Like occasionally I'll do corporate gigs where I'll get to open for some people too, and it's really fun to get to work with these comedians from, that I have only ever seen on television.
Yeah.
And it's also when you do a private show or a corporate gig, it's nice to have somebody there to kind of talk to, and comedians even at the extremely high levels when it comes to like private events and corporate events, they are just the same as anybody backstage. Like, oof, I don't know if this is gonna go well.
Love it.
And I'm like, you're, whoever they are.
Right. I saw one of your posts, and it was, I think, maybe a few years ago now, but it was like, such a great year, open for my hero in an arena.
Oh,
Who would that have been?
I over Ryan Hamilton, at the Delta Center in Salt Lake City.
Oh,
Yeah,
I know exactly what show. Yes.
yeah,
He was here. He did a week here at Acme leading up to that.
that's right. I think you talked about that. Yeah,
Yes.
and that was such an incredible show. And
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, I have known Ryan, he came through the club that I started at in Vancouver a few times because he was in Seattle for a little while, I think.
Yeah.
And so he was doing shows like in and around the Pacific Northwest.
Uh-huh.
And he was one of the first headliners I saw that it was like, this is the style of comedy that I really love watching. He's such a brilliant writer and great comedian. And so anytime he would come through headlining back when he was still doing clubs, like now I think he's exclusively a theater and arena guy.
He's on the... He's coming.
Coming here?
He's coming back to Acme this year.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the best. If you're listening to this, don't even come to my show.
Stop.
Save your money. Go see Ryan Hamilton.
Yeah. No, it's a huge treat to have him here still.
Yeah, he's the best, and I was so thrilled that he asked me to open for him. It was funny because he messaged me. The shows were taking place over the Thanksgiving weekend. And he was like, hey, I know you're originally Canadian, so you celebrate Thanksgiving at a different time, and you'll probably be available this weekend. Do you want to open for me?
Hilarious. Yeah. And another clean comedian.
Yeah.
So that is makes total sense.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Wow. I never would have guessed that it was Ryan. That is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, he's absolutely one of my favorites as well. What else should we be mentioning? You're a comedian without a podcast, or did I just not find it?
I have had them on and off, but they don't really. I haven't really stuck with one long enough. I had a sort of heavily curated, more scripted style podcast for a little while called Satan's Lawyer that I did with a writing partner and friend of mine. He's not a stand-up comedian per se, but he does like sketch and web series stuff like that. Brilliant writer, great guy. Actually Russian.
Not named Ivan?
Yeah, I think we became friends because he thought I was Russian, and then I kind of backdoored my way into being friends with him. He's like, hey, the more time I spend with you, the less Russian I feel like you are. I'm like, correct. But yeah, his name's Andre Summers. He's very funny. And so we had a podcast briefly that was kind of it was called Satan's Lawyer, and it was basically like we're trying to defend indefensible ideas. So like, I think one of them was like pollution's good or stuff like that. As a sort of silly thing, but then it kind of spiraled out. And it was also we were doing a lot of like research and stuff, and it was fun to do when we had a lot of time, but then we both had children, and we're like, I don't really have time to research all this stuff these days. And so, I mean, when you have the young kids, it's a real like every moment is accounted for.
Yeah.
And you don't have a lot of surplus time.
So speaking of that, I saw a movie I've seen 2 movies in the last 4 months, and it's the first I've seen in years.
Yeah, I can't even remember the last time I've been in the movie theater.
Between COVID and having a young child.
Yeah.
So you don't remember it, like it's been that long.
Yeah, I think the movie theater, wow. Yeah, it's been, what did I see? Honestly, I don't even know. It would have been a time when I had to get somebody to watch the kids, but usually if that's the case, my wife and I are like, let's go have like a nice dinner or like
Yeah, skip the movie, yeah.
It's
really got to take advantage.
We have a TV at home.
True.
We don't have a, chef.
Well, I heard on the material, and she's the chef.
She is an amazing cook.
Let's give some credit where credit's due here. Yeah.
But, I don't want to wash the dishes, which is also on there.
It's so great. Is there a show that you're the 3-year-old the 3-year-old get any TV time? Is there a show?
Yeah, so we're just doing screen time now, and he's doing
no judgments here.
Yeah, I know. It's funny.
How dare you?
I can't believe what you're doing to that poor boy. No, he watches Sesame Street, which Sesame Street has a lot of great. There's a lot of Sesame Street on YouTube, which is nice.
Yeah.
So we can download that like for the plane, and he very much enjoys Sesame Street. And then our strategy when like an episode is over and he wants to watch another episode is we have to do a recap. We're like, let's not watch the episode. We'll just talk about what happened in the episode. And he enjoys that just as much.
Okay.
So he'll just be like, what happened? And be like, well, Elmo went to the park and then this happened and then somebody was there. And then for a while, he's sort of stopped this now, but he was making us make up Sesame Street stories for him. Like that he was in, so I'd have to be like, you and Elmo found a garbage truck, and like sometimes like it would be like at drop off, so it's like I don't have very much time to be like, Daddy, Sesame Street story, and I'd be like, yeah, okay, you and Elmo went to the park, it was too much sand, so then Mommy came, she had a dump truck, she took the sand away, and you got to play. The end. Okay, go to school.
You said that one yesterday, Daddy.
Yeah, I know. You really had, but you have to like, and then he would be like, it's too short. Then you gotta like draw it out. Be like, and there was a bird there. I guess you're trying to make the light with, with a kid. How much time am I supposed to do on this story?
Maybe you start working on new bits. You know?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, 2-year-olds.
Gill
That's
feedback.
great. That's who I'm going after.
Go on.
Just a lot of jingling keys material.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, he's just Sesame Street. We've thought about getting him on because obviously we've heard about like there's some great shows out there. Bluey I've heard is like the best. That's what everybody talks about. But I have not.
Adult jokes for the adults. I'm sure you've been told. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that was like SpongeBob had that I think when I was a kid.
Yeah, absolutely.
And those are always the best. I used to work at a science center before I did stand up full time. My last job was like
a science center.
Children, like a science museum. Like I used to do like demonstrations on stage with like liquid nitrogen or like a Tesla coil and stuff. And I always tried to have that as like the through line of like, this is fun for the kids. There's exciting stuff going on, but I want to make sure there's like funny jokes and stuff in there for the adults that are watching this too.
Nice.
And so that was kind of where I honed a little bit of my comedic sensibility before I became a full-time comedian.
What drew you to that job? Just it was open and available and the hours worked, or
I mean, there
science
was,
lover? What is it?
There were a bunch of comedians that worked there, so it was like kind of fun. So it was like me and a couple friends of mine that all started doing stand-up around the same time.
Home.
We were open micers at this point, but one friend of ours worked there, and then he kind of was like, "You guys should apply. Like, it's great." And
it's not that hard.
Yeah, I was like, "Do I need a degree in something?" And they're like, I think I'll put in a good word for you. And so it was very funny, too, because then it's like I'm working there, and then you have, like, actual scientists working there.
I was going to say, science, they can prove that you're not saying things correctly.
Yeah, people with, like, PhDs in, like, microbiology and zoology are like, but some of them pretty crusty, pretty boring. So you need a dumb guy like me with some charisma, put us together.
Yeah.
What a show.
Yes. That's the Dollop podcast. That's what that's based on.
Yeah, oh, is that? Yeah, probably. They came to one of my shows at Science World and thought, we could do this.
Oh, that's very funny. That's very funny. I watched the special with my wife, so then I have to ask about this long-distance relationship you had with your wife.
Yeah.
Where was she, and where were you, and how far, how long?
So she was in Canada, in Vancouver, and I was in Los Angeles.
Oh, you left first.
Yeah. So I left first because I was in the process of immigrating when we met. So I met her at a corporate event in Canada, and I was like, it's very nice meeting you, but just so you know, I'm immigrating to the United States very soon.
Oh.
And so I had to get all of my paperwork in order, and when that kind of happens, you have to go. You can't just be like, hold on, I'm in love. But I was flying back and forth.
In the movies, you can.
Yeah, in the movies, it all works out. The border guards, they don't have time for that.
One last kiss.
Yeah. They're like, you're getting tasered. So they, for a while, but that was why I kind of chose Los Angeles as a base of operations, because it's in the same time zone as Vancouver. I had dated long distance before across time zone lines, and that becomes very difficult. I think once you start getting into the you're going to bed, they're eating dinner, nothing lines up. It's very hard. Anybody who's done it knows if you try to date somebody like West Coast to Eastern time, that 3-hour difference you can't make it happen. But with the West Coast, north-south is fine. It's all the same time zone.
Sure.
And so I was able to still be like, we can talk at similar times during the day, like morning, say goodnight. But yeah, it was definitely tough. And then especially now going on the road with the kids, it's hard. I don't video call because they don't know how to do it. Kids are really bad at video calls.
Yeah.
And so people are like, it's again like talking about monopolization of your time. You're like, I'm really taking time out of my day to do this. And the kid is like pointing at the ceiling. He's playing with Duplo. I'm like, so I learned from the movie Starship Troopers, great Verhoeven film if you have not seen it. Also, you should watch RoboCop too. That's another great. Just while we're on the topic, but in that movie, part of the it's funny the way that sci-fi doesn't apply like back then they just did video messages to each other and they called it write me, but they were just talking to a camera. But I'm like, that's much better. So I do a video, I'll send a letter.
Yes.
Like a spoken, just here's a video for my son. he'll watch the whole thing, and then he can respond with his own video. And then you have a conversation that's a little bit less like on the clock. There's no urgency around it because you can just kind of like, he can see the message whenever he needs to, and he can send a message to me
That makes
whenever.
a lot of sense.
Although, I mean, it gets hard because obviously he's not as enthusiastic if I'm not on the phone, and so
I
my
was
wife is
divorced
like,
my middle daughter now was the youngest at one point when I got divorced my first wife, and she
Yeah.
was very young at the time. I remember doing those, like, you know, I made a point to like call when they weren't staying
Yeah.
with me, to call every day, and yeah, those it was like a one-sided. It was just
It's tough.
It was me just like, did you do it?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
I did.
And it's hard to explain to them that you're like, this is actually an important part of your development. You need to have me in your life, and I'd
Right.
love to connect with you. But there's so much you got to like break through to get to that. I mean, my son already likes it when I leave town because he gets to watch Sesame Street on weekdays.
Oh, sure, more TV. Yeah,
He's like, "Can you go to work, Daddy?
Yeah.
What's going on?"
Like,
Like, it'll be like, "Can we watch Sesame Street tonight?" Be like, "No, Daddy's home, and it's a weekday." And he's
yeah,
like,
my now 6-year-old asked me to leave the room a few nights ago so her and Mommy could play video games without me.
"Yeah,
I bought the damn system.
yeah, come on."
Do you need to go downstairs, Daddy? And blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Thought you had work to do.
When you said that your kids don't even understand video calls, that something like that happened sort of like in my house yesterday when it was my daughter's birthday. We got up early. We were putting up
cute.
like streamers and
Yeah.
blew up a bunch of balloons around and put them in the living room. And one of the things that my mother-in-law was over that she was doing, she helps with childcare sometimes.
Yes,
lot.
I mean,
And,
God bless mothers-in-law.
Yeah.
For me too.
Absolutely. Okay,
My
yeah.
in-laws are amazing, and
completely
they
agree.
take care of the kids when I'm away.
So she's over, and I don't know. All of a sudden, my wife is like, "Would you just help my mom?" Because she's like standing up on the couch and like trying to tape these signs that says "Happy Birthday."
Yeah.
And I go, "You know, she can't read." Like, our daughter is about to come downstairs, and she doesn't know that says "Happy Birthday."
Yeah.
Like,
Doesn't
the
matter.
balloons, I get. The streamers,
Yeah.
I get. Happy birthday?
She sees letters. She's like, "Oh, great. It's bedtime, I guess. I'm reading a book."
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we could have written. It's like, like when people talk to their dogs. "You're a big dummy, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're the stupidest dog." Like,
Yeah.
we could have written anything on there.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. So.
Oh, yeah.
They,
I mean,
they,
I
they
know.
didn't like when I said that, by the way.
No, of course, because they're like, "You're not helping."
No.
I love my mother-in-law is like that. She's so great and so capable, but it's like very funny. She'll do stuff that I'm like, I should be helping, and she's like, "I got it, no problem.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
fine."
Oh,
I
yeah.
always thought when the baby like first born, like I'm very lucky. My wife's parents, it's their first grandchild, so they were very excited about my eldest son. And my parents, my brother has kids. They're like, whatever. No, they're still nice, but there's a different enthusiasm, obviously. And I remember at first, very first, like when my oldest son was a little baby, I was like, "You'll never see your mother-in-law finish dinner faster than if they get to hold a baby when they're done." So she would just like, we would look away, we'd look back, she'd be like, "Well, I'm done. Do you want me to hold the baby?" I'd be like, "How did you? I'm still serving potatoes." She's like, "Oh yeah, anyway, I guess I'll hold the baby while you guys finish eating." I was like, this is adorable and also incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, I do think about that some days. Like, I'm still, having a 19-year-old and down to a 6-year-old. Like, someday, hopefully,
Yeah.
I'll be looking at this through a grandparent's eyes and like, yeah, that whole different. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
I mean, I'm already thinking about it now that I'm just like, just holding a little tiny baby. It's so great. Then they're not babies for very long. Even the way that, like, I was saying to my friends with 2 kids, like the speed at which they age feels twice as fast. I feel like my second son was a baby for like 10 seconds.
Absolutely. I completely agree. It sucks.
I was like, what is he? He's in college now?
At least get a job if you're going to age this
He's
fast.
going to definitely like take his first steps this weekend while I'm here.
Where'd you go, Dad? A week in Minneapolis?
Yeah.
It's
It's like, anyway, I can read now. I found a law firm that I'm joining. I'm going away.
Love it. Do you go home? Is there still people back home in Canada?
Yep. Yeah, my in-laws live up there, so we go up there to see them, and then my mom and dad live up there as well, and my brothers, so we go see my brothers both live there. I have 2 brothers. I'm a middle child, and so Yeah, I see. They're both like blue collar. They work residential concrete. They do driveways.
Oh,
And so that's
together?
fun. Yeah,
Really?
yeah, they
Yeah.
have a family business.
Family business.
So that's my fallback
I
plan.
was gonna say that means
I'm not built for it though. I did it once when I was first starting out on the road doing stand up. It was like scary to take that leap to quit my last day job and just be like, I'm just gonna do stand up.
yeah.
And I said to my older brother, I was like, can I come and work with you guys if I need extra money and stuff? And he goes, yeah, why don't you come like this week? I'll show you kind of what it's about. And so I came down to the job site they were doing, and I had to jackhammer this. They had they were taking out an old set of stairs and they're putting in new like back patio on a house. And I was like, oh, cool. Can I use the jackhammer? And I was like, yeah, sure. Go ahead. And so then I would like jackhammered all day. And then the next morning I could not move my body.
Right.
And then I was like, oh no. And then he's like, you ready to come to work today too? I was like, I don't know if I can do today.
I'm still vibrating.
Yeah. He's like, you should write some jokes.
Should write some jokes and move to LA, little bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get to work.
Oh, that's.
But no,
perfect.
it's really great to have that fallback plan. And it's nice because if I ever want my son to see like construction equipment, I have a connection.
There you go.
So
Yeah,
it's like if I
absolutely.
need to show him like a backhoe or dump trucks and stuff like that, I can always like take him to visit the job site.
Man stuff.
Yeah,
Man stuff.
exactly.
Do you ever point out to them that your job could not be a fallback for them?
They think they could.
They're
They're funnier than me for sure.
it's always
On the
like that.
job site, of course, they crack jokes all day. That's all it is.
Yeah. Well,
I'm sure they could slide in here pretty easily.
that's funny.
Maybe not do a full hour headline set, but I bet you they could do 5 minutes.
Separately, or they'd have to be together working off each other?
I think they could each do their own vibe. Yeah. I think my older brother's more charismatic, and then my younger brother's kind of the soft. He's more like a sniper. Like he'll wait for the really good line and then come in.
Sure. Killer.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Is there anything else we should be mentioning about? I mean, we're going to put this out as soon as possible.
Great.
Before you leave town so people can listen to this. Hopefully
Sweet.
listen to it, come see the show.
Yeah, I would love to have people at the show.
Here, should people watch your special Popcorn before or after they come see you at Acme?
You can watch it before. I might do a couple of jokes from that special, but what I'm working on now is almost entirely different. So
Awesome.
if you want to watch it and then come see the show, there might be a couple things you recognize, but most of it will be different for you.
Yeah, and like I said, I watched it. It's so good.
Well,
And
thank
you have another album out
Yeah,
as
there's an
well?
album that I did a while ago back. I think it came out in 2017 called I Wanted to Be a Dinosaur. That's out there too. You may have heard it if you listen to Sirius XM.
Yeah.
It's on there a fair bit. And so there's
Is it the one that has about the lobsters at the airport?
Oh, that's from a different one. That's from I had a Netflix half hour.
That's
back
what it
in
was.
2018.
The Around the World thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And so
Okay.
that one is there as well. You can see that if you'd like to see a young me.
In a suit?
Yeah.
Do you still
Very-
perform in a suit?
Occasionally,
Occasionally. It's not your thing.
but I don't do it all the time.
Yeah.
Some guys will do suit like everywhere.
Right.
But it gets too hot, and I can't afford it. I'm too sweaty now. When I was younger, in shape, sure, I could wear a suit, and it wouldn't be. Might have to dry clean a shirt underneath, but now I got to dry clean the whole suit, and that's not cheap.
It all depends how many shows are in the city. Is that
I
it?
keep going to the dry cleaner. They're like, "Are you making soup in the suit? Why is it salty?" I'm like, "Look, I did a weekend in Minneapolis. All right, it was summertime. I didn't know the suit was wool." Yeah, there has to be a pretty heavy air conditioning now for me to. If I do like if I do a corporate gig, big conference, or like a theater, I'll wear a suit. But I'm just too. Not that I don't respect my audience. I'd love to wear a suit for you guys, but I just
He respects you.
I get way too sweaty.
Hey, it's real life problems.
Yeah,
We can all relate to
people
that.
can relate.
We
People
can
born
relate
in
to
the
that.
'80s can relate.
That's right.
Why do we sweat more?
Coincidentally, I took a shower before I came over here today and forgot to put deodorant on, and I was like 3 blocks from my house. And within those 3 blocks, I'm already on the highway. So there's like
Oh,
really
yeah.
no turning back for a long time.
Yeah.
Please, God, please, 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 please. I had a reserve in my car.
Nice. Yeah. Great.
Yes.
That's the best.
Not the regular kind, but good
Yeah.
enough to get by.
Yeah. You got to find a strong enough for a man, made for a car.
Made for a podcast. This has been great. People
Yeah,
need to
thank
watch
you,
your
Justin.
special. Come here this weekend and see you and follow you on social media. You put out the funny clips.
Yeah, the clips are there. They'll be there. I'll be doing more once I figure out how to add subtitles.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. This has been great. Thank you.
Thank you, Justin.